Welcome to Primes and Composites. As we continue to study how numbers work, you'll find your tag in the bottom right-hand corner. Let's get ready to roll. Today we're going to answer two simple questions. What is a prime number and what is a composite number? Well, let me start by asking a question. We talked about factors yesterday, and you'll remember that factors are numbers we multiply to get a product. In 2 times 3 is 6, 2 and 3 are the factors of 6, or two of the factors. But what are the factors of 11? How many ways can I multiply and get 11? Well, obviously, just like every other number, it has two factors that are 1 and itself. It's not wanting to read my hand. Okay, so we know that 1 and 11 are factors of 11. Are any other numbers factors of 11? It's not even, so 2 can't be. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10, and 5 times 3 is 15. Besides, this can't be a multiple of 5. It doesn't end in 5 or 0. 6 times 2 is 12. 7 times 2 is 14, and now the numbers are just plain too big. So let me take a look over here and look at my multiplication chart and see if I can find 11. And I see it right there. There's 11, and there it is. Here's an 11 column. But if you look closely, you will not find 11 any other place on the multiplication chart. And that's because the only factors of 11 are 1 and 11. What are the factors of 17? I'm going to give you a minute to work on that. Feel free to use the multiplication chart that you see. So, what were the factors of 17? Well, 1 and 17, of course. It's not even, so it's not 2. Doesn't end in 5 or 0. Can't be 5, can't be 10. What about 3? Well, let's go down to 3's. There's 15, there's 18, no 17. What about the 4's? 16 and 20. 6's go from 12 to 18. 7's go from 14 to 21. 8's jump from 16 to 24. And 9's, heck, they go from 9 to 18. There are no factors of 17 besides 1 and 17. So here's some vocabulary to add to your notebook. In just a second, you're going to stop and jot this down. A prime number has only two factors, 1 and itself. 13 is an example of a prime number. The only way to multiply and get 13 are 1 and 13. Same thing with 11 and 17. So 11, 13, and 17 are all prime numbers. What if a number isn't prime? We're going to add this to your notebook too. A composite number is a number that isn't prime, and it isn't 1. 8 is an example of a composite number. Its factors are 1 and 8. But since 8's an even number, we know that 2 is also a factor. 2 times what? 2 times 4. We know 3 times 2 is 6 and 3 times 3 is 9, so 3 is not a factor of 8. That brings us back to 4. So the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. That makes 8 a composite number. If you haven't already paused the video to write this down, do that right now. Oh, and what about 1? Well, 1 is neither prime nor composite. It only has one factor, itself. 1 is emirp, and if you look carefully, you will see that emirp is actually the word prime written backwards. 1 is emirp because it only has one factor, 1. And now that you know what prime means, why might the Autobots call Optimus the prime? Something to think about. So today we answered two important questions. What is a prime number? And what is a composite number? You should be able to answer those questions now, and if you have questions about the questions, jot those into your notebook for tomorrow's discussion. If you are working on this independently, our next move is to have a math lab called the Sieve of Eratosthenes. You will need to see me before specials tomorrow to make sure that I get you the work that you'll need to work that lab. Have an awesome, awesome afternoon.